Well, the smell of fried food and spicy tomato juice filled the air in Duluth today, all for a good cause. Hundreds joined the 5th annual Bloody Mary Bash. Northern News Now's Maggie Franson shares how businesses competed to win best beverage in town, all while raising money for ALS research.
Sunday morning, hundreds of people filled the backyard of Skyline Social and Games, ready to judge some of the best Bloody Marys in the Northland based on taste and presentation. But beyond the gaudy garnishes and savory sips, every vote cast was helping to battle ALS.
Skyline as a whole has always been big in sponsoring and supporting ALS in any way possible.
Organizer and Skyline President Corey Colquist says that they are on track to exceed last year's $25,000 donation. It's a mission that hit close to home after Colquist lost his uncle to the disease.
A lot are going back to patients and helping them with their needs and lining up medical equipment they need. And then a good portion of it is also invested into different research groups that are trying to find a cure for ALS.
10 local businesses faced off in this year's Bloody Mary Showdown, while 8 area breweries competed for the coveted Best Chaser title.
So we're super excited to raise a bunch of money for ALS. That's what this is all about.
Competitors say the friendly rivalry has grown each year, driving everyone to step up their presentation.
It's been fun to have all the bars and restaurants come and compete for who is the best. And it's kind of nice because every year it kind of changes and gets more competitive and more competitive.
And that fierce competition has not gone unnoticed by the crowd.
Yes, a lot of them have stepped up their game this year.
Yes, especially with the presentation.
Yes.
Having a personal favorite, bacon.
Whether traveling from minutes away or driving several hours, attendees agree that the bash has become a can't-miss Duluth experience.
They just come and experience it. Even if you're not a big Bloody Mary fan, you'll find something you enjoy.
In Duluth, Maggie Franson, Northern News Now.
Thank you, Maggie. And organizers say that the event was fully funded by sponsors, from the drinks to the music and raffles. That means every single dollar raised goes directly to the cause.